Hi, in this video, you will be introduced to the Linewise system, how it works, and why Aurora Public Schools is transitioning to using Linewise to monitor student computer usage for safety. Over the last 2 years during the pandemic, it's become apparent the amount of challenges that schools are facing when making sure students are being safe on the internet. With modern instruction, we need students to have access to their computers. However, not all students know how to be safe on computers, whether it's the types of searches that they're performing or how they're engaging with other people on the internet. Sometimes that creates an unsafe situation for our students. It can be unsafe for the students at home, or it could be unsafe for the students at school. It's very apparent also the amount of limited resources that the school has to address all of the concerns that are coming up with students using computers. That is why Aurora Public Schools is looking to better our systems and use Linewise Monitor. The way that Linewise works, the theory that they have is schools are very good at seeing and hearing the flags that put students at risk, or the flags that say the student is struggling with some sort of issue. However, there's lots of invisible risks that we can't necessarily see or hear, such as the online conversations about drugs, extremism, being harmed, intention to harm, or unhealthy eating behaviors, harmful images, online bullying, self-generated sexual content, overly abusive language, feelings and emotions typed in a Word document, because a lot of students have learned to journal, whether it's through therapy, whether it's through classes they've taken to writing what is going on for them. Searches for risk-based content, such as suicide, and oversharing personal information. Linewise will help us detect some of these invisible risks. Linewise Monitor identifies vulnerable pupils based on their digital behaviors. It provides an early warning detection of risks or incidents that may otherwise go unnoticed or possibly noticed too late. The technology and human monitors work hand in hand to strengthen a school's safeguarding while relieving the school of administrative burden and additional headcount. Some of the risks that we're going to be catching with Linewise are the risks that are done by what is on the internet, whether it's people or the content. So grooming behaviors, we definitely see cases where we have adults or sometimes other students grooming our students. There's lots of cyberbullying that is happening, oversharing personal information because they're getting tricked into sharing their address, sharing credit card information, radicalization, and harmful image sharing. Linewise will also help us detect things that are going on for the students. So risk disclosures in chat rooms, forums, messages, searches for risk-based content such as suicide or self-harm, thoughts, emotions expressed in Word or other documents, and extreme language. So these are things that the student is going to be experiencing and is putting on the internet or just on their computers to process through what is going on for them. The way that Linewise works is that a student inputs something onto the computer that indicates a risk. They're typing on Instagram or on Discord or even a Word document. The alert triggers the machine learning for Linewise, and an alert is sent. If it's a low risk, it's sent to the dashboard that we will review in a later training. If it's a higher risk, so the way that Linewise does it is they rate it from 1 to 5. If it's a 3 to 5, a live monitor will review the case and determine, is that the appropriate rating? And is it so high that there needs to be an alert sent to the school? If it's a 3 or 5, depending on the school's rating of how they want it to be notified, they may get an email saying that there's a genuine high risk report that needs to be reviewed. Or if it's very high risk, then the monitors will actually make a phone call to the school or to safety and security if it's after hours. Based on these reports and the follow-up that's done, schools will then input the response into IC, and we will have an ongoing record of the interventions that have been done to help keep the students safe. So the reason that Aurora Public Schools is choosing Linewise Monitor to help us keep students safe is that there's 24/7 real-time human moderation. Like I said in the previous slide, the moderators will review cases rated 3 to 5, and they will make phone calls as needed. Linewise will look at everything that the student types, whether they're connected to the internet or not. As soon as they reconnect to the internet, a report will be generated based on what they have typed. This will not be limited to just Google Suites like our previous systems were, because we know students do not just live in the Google workspace. They are engaging on the internet in very different ways. So we need a solution that captures everything that the students are doing on district-owned devices. It looks at 7 different content categories, which will help us determine the interventions that are needed. When a concerning statement is typed onto the computer, Linewise will actually take a picture of the student's screen at that moment so we can see everything that's going on. If they are looking at a video and then typing something in a chat, we can see that context and see they're looking at a concerning video and typing something. That's going to increase the need for intervention versus if we just know that they typed one concerning statement. We are also hoping that this is going to decrease the workloads for the schools, because we are going to have a focus on student safety and not a mass response to every single report that comes through. We're going to ensure that it has to focus on student safety. This is the first of several trainings that will be on this website. Please see the following videos for more detailed information.